Hello, my name is Madison Baldwin, and today we're going to be talking about fast fashion and its impact on the environment. So today, the US economy unemployment rates have been decreasing, though we saw unemployment rates that were worse during the 2008 recession. As of March 2021, we had an unemployment rate of 6%. The economy grew 6.4% in the first quarter of 2021. The stock market is holding steady with the Dow Jones hitting a new record high of 34,000 in April. Interest rates are at a record low as policymakers try to stimulate demand. Politically, the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden happened, as well as coronavirus relief and vaccine and the future of the American climate policy. There was also a deadly assault on the US Capitol, cited by the President of the United States. And Democrats have secured a majority in Congress, which will have an enormous impact on how policy moves in the months ahead. Socially, there have been movements such as the Black Lives Matter, that people are demanding change to the racially oppressed system that we live in currently. People are choosing whether or not to get the vaccine during this pandemic. And there's also a strong emphasis on political correctness. So, the fast fashion business model has been built on a fast trend cycle that strives for rapid production turnaround. These trendy clothes tend to go out of fashion fast and produced with cheap materials, which lead to consumers throwing these items out. Over 50% of fast fashion is produced and disposed of in a year. When a garment is marked down and it still doesn't sell, it becomes dead inventory, and retailers feel the need to produce in order to cater to this fast fashion market. But when 40% of their products don't sell, it ends up going to waste. So the history of fast fashion. During the Industrial Revolution, fashion production started moving faster than ever with new textiles. Clothes were also produced in bulk and in ranges of sizes. These fabric restrictions and mandated functional styles become commonplace in World War II. Many people started to see the value in purchasing mass-produced clothing. And in the 1960s, younger people started rebelling against tradition, started buying cheap clothes that were trendy. It wasn't long before companies started to outsource their labor to cheaper countries so that they could keep up. And on March 25th, 1911 was the famous Triangle Shirtwaist Company factory in New York City, and it actually killed 146 workers. A tragedy that brought attention to this kind of dangerous sweatshop condition of factories that is still prevalent today. And it created a series of laws and regulations that better protected the safety of these workers. So fast fashion today. In March 2020, global brands refused to pay for an estimated $40 billion worth of goods that garment workers had spent hours sewing. This led to 70 million garment workers being laid off globally without being paid, sending them one of the greatest economic crises ever seen. A report by the International Labor Organization shows that almost 1 in 2 garment workers in Asia live in a country that has closed all but essential workplaces. Not only do these workers already live in exploitative conditions, but don't even have or are offered any kind of safety blanket in this kind of situation. Fortunately, movements such as the #PayUp works to demand the payments of these companies. The future is in your hands. The future is in your hands, and you should choose to not buy fast fashion and do your research on certain companies that you are buying from in order to help and aid these countries where their work is being used in a way that is unacceptable.